Ecamm fam, what is good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm. What's good, y'all? Happy Thursday, happy Friday, Saturday, whatever day it is that you'll be watching this. If you're watching live, shout out to you. If you're going to replay gang, shout out to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let me just say hey to a few of you guys. Tatiana teaches. Great to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Elevated Thinking Media. It is good to see you as well. Welcome, 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 Mr. Moderator. Thank you for taking care of me every week faithfully. I appreciate you. Got to give you your flowers now. Thank you so much. Homesick Mac, what is good? What is good? Cool, cool. Tatiana, you're in celebration mode. That's what's up. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know what we celebrating, but we are celebrating Mr. Camera Junkie. It is great to see you. Guys, let me take a sip of water really quickly. I'm still getting used to this heat down here, y'all. Look, even when we have the AC on, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's on. Dave's Fit Life, what's up, my brother? Great to see you. Yeah, guys. So this episode is probably gonna be one of a series because if you were on last week, you know I mentioned that I was moving around. I've been moving around in Florida for the past several months until we officially moved into the spot that we're in now. So um, just a little backstory. We decided to come down to Florida. It started out as a vacation, kind of like an extended vacation, and it turned into us just kind of staying here and bouncing around from vacation home to vacation home. Um, so with that said, business was still happening. By the grace of God, my lifestyle and my family, our entire lifestyle, like we can kind of move around, right? So my kids are homeschooled. My wife works with me in the business. I work from home, between my graphic design business and then my coaching, content creation, for graphic designers. So I still need to stream. I still need to record, right? So I had to figure out how to go from the office that I had, and some of you guys may be familiar with, which was, it's decked out to the nines. Everything I ever wanted in an office, it is there. So to go from that to kind of being on the move was a bit jarring but fun at the same time because I had to figure out how to stream and record professionally because I still wanted that high quality, but Ecamm made it super simple and easy for me. Okay, so I just want to discuss a little bit of that, show you guys a bit behind the scenes of that, and what I did, going from the office to kind of more of a mobile type of setup. So that's what we're going to talk about today, and hopefully you guys can get some tips and some ideas for your own setup if you're on the move, if you're on the go. Let's say you're at an Airbnb for a few days on vacation, or if you're at a hotel or something like that, like how you be able to stream professionally, to get your content out there, get your video out there. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be talking about today. Mr. Camera Junkie said, "Welcome to the state, my man. I didn't realize you were here. That is good to know. That is good to know. I'm excited, y'all. You probably got that from from what I shared last week. And I'm just happy to be out of the basement, seeing some sunshine, having a window in my office. This is a first for me, so I'm really pumped up about that. Don't become a headline of Florida, man. I know, man. Isn't that crazy? But you know me, I stay home most of the time, so I mean, hopefully not. I'm just in my little bubble still, but we have been a lot more active down here in Florida than we were at home. Doing episode. Marshall moves and makes mobile material. That's hilarious. Yes, yes, the kids are homeschooled. Yep. So we have our oldest Marshall Jr. He's 14. Our ride or die. He was with us. We had him when we first got married. So he's the oldest. He helps us out now, which is good. With the younger kids. So we got 7-year-old Mason, 5-year-old Samira, our only girl. And then we got 3-year-old Jace. It's funny because Jace is 2 years younger than his older sister, but he's like way bigger and taller than her. So people think he's older than her. So, we started going to the parks down here, Universal Studios, and she just became tall enough to ride on the kiddie rides, the smaller rides. But Jace, he's been getting on for a while. And it's funny because, they have the little measuring stick on the rides. So Jace will be standing over to the side watching his older sister get measured to see if she could get on the rides. She just became tall enough. So it's hilarious, y'all. It is hilarious. So we got Ryan. What's good, man? You never catch me live. Look, it's good to see you. Welcome to the show. So this is episode 2 of Marshall Create. So today we're going to be talking about live streaming and creating on the move. All right. So that's what we're talking about. So I'm going to jump into my notes here. So you have some necessities, of course, that you'll need to stream. Let me make sure my Zoom and everything is good. Am I too tight for you guys? Should be okay. Maybe I'll take this overlay off. Let me hide this overlay. Call it my Stephanie Lou overlay. Boom. I'll take that off. I'm still getting the office together, you guys. That'll be an episode, at least one episode to show you behind the scenes of this office, this space right here as I get it together. Because I'm starting over from scratch. Still have the office in Maryland. But next time I go up there, I want to bring some of that stuff down here, y'all. Like some of my books. I brought my essentials back there, my books. But I want to bring some more books. I want to bring my HomePods down here and some other stuff, maybe my Edelchrome sliders and whatnot. But honestly, I wasn't using those sliders like that. I was talking to Keith Peltzer. Shout out to the Ecamm Jedi Council. Keith, Elicio, Bradley, Mark Keith, got Kirk in there. But I was telling him, I was like, bro, you had me get all this Edelchrome stuff and I don't even use it. But that's not on him. That's not on him. That's not on him. That is on me. Dwayne, great to see you. Great to see you. Karen and Diana still can't ride. Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, I'll be getting the office together over the next few months. My wife's been giving me some good feedback. I may change the orientation of the desk. Because right now I'm literally facing the window, but I may turn it to the side. This plant, it's got to go. It's too big, y'all. It's too huge. But I wanted to get something for last week's live stream, so I got it literally an hour before. I went to Lowe's, picked it up an hour before. I should have went with a little bit of a smaller size, but I was excited about having a live plant for the first time in my life. But I think it's a bit too big for this space. And I literally just got this new Hayworth fern in. Shout out to Hayworth. If you guys are familiar with me and my channel, I love the fern. It's my favorite office chair. So I got another one for down here. And of course, I got it in orange because we're going for a brighter setup down here, y'all. I wanted it to reflect where I am in my life, and where, the look of the office, which will be more minimal, a bit more bright. But I wanted to go orange. And shout out to, Ecamm too. Orange matches with Ecamm. So, yeah. Let me see. The other person who invented the Jedi Council. No, I thought I didn't mention you, Doc. I'm sorry. I thought I mentioned you first, brother. I don't even know who mentioned it, who created it. It's been so long. This is good. Look, y'all, we having fun and we haven't even gotten to the material yet. Mr. Moderator says watching this live stream could cause a sudden burst of gas as your credit cards are out of reach. Oh my! As long as your credit cards aren't out of reach. So if you guys aren't familiar with gas, it's gear acquisition syndrome, and we had a lot of gas going on in the Jedi Council early on, but I think we've kind of calmed down. Gear acquisition syndrome. Yep. Ecamm orange chair. Yeah, figuring it out as I go along, man. That's what it's about. And this is just a personal tip, y'all. Don't be. Oh, you know what? I should have taken a picture. I'm going to take a picture. But don't be so quick to buy something that you think you need. That plant is a good example, right? That plant is a good example. If it's okay to wait, right? So that's something I've been working on. Just in general, is delayed gratification, right? And just delaying my purchase. You may want to sleep on it, right? Sleep on it first. Take a bit of time before you make that big purchase, or just purchases in general as it relates to your office. Of course, you want to get your essentials, but gear acquisition syndrome is real, and you can get something and then regret it. So now I'm thinking like, okay, do I destroy this plant? Do I just, what do I do with it now? Do I just keep it and just move it around? But one example is I want a monitor riser in here, like like I said, I'm starting from scratch, right? I want a monitor riser. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to get it right now. I'm going to wait. I don't even have an external monitor yet, aside from this portable one, which I'll take a picture of and show you guys, right? So I was like, I'll wait. But then I realized, so my wife bought these trays, and I'm going to show them to you. She bought these trays to sit on your lap, right? As you like sit on the couch or you're in the bed, you have like a little tray where you can put your food on, or maybe a laptop. And they ended up being like way too tall. Um, so she just had them sitting on the side. And I was like, you know what? I can use that as a temporary riser until I get my actual riser, or just use them. You know, it probably will be temporary because once I add an external monitor, it'll kind of be too tall, and it will block the monitor. But that's just an example of how I saved some money, and two, I solved my problem without without having to get an extra riser right now, because the main reason I wanted it was just to have an extra shelf to put this camera on, which I will be showing you guys. Okay. So let me see here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. You know, I'm just going to add it in right onto this scene. How about that as an overlay? That's what you gotta love Ecamm, y'all. It's so simple. So simple. Let's see how this shows up. Just dragging it from the Finder on the Ecamm. I haven't done this in a while. Boom. So can you guys see that? So as you can see, this is you see those two shelves up there? Excuse the mess, y'all, first and foremost. Oh, yeah. So there's a temporary monitor up there. All right, how do I adjust this? Okay, here we go. Boom. I should have created a separate scene for this, but you guys see where I'm going with this, right? I'll just leave it here for now. But this is you see the monitor up there. It's a portable monitor. I have my camera up on this shelf, but you see the two trays up there. They're just like mad tall. I'm like, what kind of laps are they trying to cover with these trays? Then I have my my camera up there. I have my MacBook up there. But you can see the two trays that I'm using as an extra shelf. Excuse the mess, but I will be tidying everything up here soon. But you can see behind the scenes, this is real. This is raw. I'm sweating, you know, right now. Everything's not perfect, and that's the beauty of Ecamm. It's just the beauty of life. Things don't have to be perfect. As long as you just have your essentials, you have your content, you have your juice, you're good to go. Figure it out along the way. And I'm talking to myself too, because I was that guy. I was that guy that wanted everything to be perfect, the background and the whole entire experience. Even the hair thing that I have going on right now. My wife and I were talking, and she's like, you know, you were just so particular about your hair, and, you know, would spend so much time on making sure it was this, it was that. And she was right. So that's one of the reasons I'm growing my hair out right now, is just to remove some of the restraint, you know, just from life in general, and just enjoy myself, go with the flow. Stop being so particular and meticulous about things. Right. So that's where I am right now, y'all. So you probably can feel that and tell that. Right. So yeah, so we're gonna get into the material now. Just checking with you guys. The DBX 286S. Yes, you're stealing some of my thunder right now. So we are going to talk about that. That is one of my tips for today. Is I'm going to talk about the DBX 286S, y'all, and it's essential if you have kids, and I'm going to tell you why shortly. Yep. And they say, yeah, Ecamm says work with what you have. That is so true. Yes. Take too long to make decisions and buy stuff. At least that's what my wife said. So that's a good thing. You know, that's a good thing. Yes. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you need your essentials, right? You need your essentials. So what are the essentials? What are the necessities that you need to have if you're on the move? First and foremost, of course, you're going to need a laptop, a Mac laptop. I know some of us, and we're all on Mac, right? If you're an Ecamm fan, but some of us may have a Mac Studio, or we may have an iMac at home. But if you want to stream on the go with Ecamm, you're going to need a MacBook. If that's not something that you do, this episode really isn't for you. But if it is, I recommend getting a MacBook. So, little quick story. I had a MacBook Air. I probably was using it for a year or so. So the MacBook Air M1, when they first put the M1 in the MacBook Air, it was the previous body, but it was a new chip inside of the MacBook. So I got that, and I was using it no issues for about a year with Ecamm to stream with Ecamm. So I recommend that you get a MacBook Air, a MacBook Pro to stream with Ecamm. Um, you don't need the M2. Honestly, you don't need a ton of memory, though I do recommend you getting 16 gigabytes of memory. Um, just personally, I would recommend that. I don't know if I had, I think I did have 16 gigabytes when I was using that. So I recommend getting that. Even though Ecamm doesn't need that much, but I like to have a lot of things going on. I'm a graphic designer by trade, so I may have Illustrator open. I may have Affinity Designer, Affinity Publisher, Photoshop. I may have all those open, and it can be a bit of a pain. I don't, maybe I'm just spoiled, but to try to close everything down before before you open up Ecamm to stream, I mean, that's probably best practice. You probably should do that, but I don't feel like doing that, to be honest. Like closing all my stuff down just so I can stream and stuff like that. Um, so if you have 16 gigabytes, you'll be good. So I would definitely get a MacBook Air or a MacBook Pro. But honestly, when the M1 MacBook Pro 14 inch came out, I grabbed that, and I didn't even see much of a difference in my daily workflow and using my programs, applications, and even Ecamm. I'm like, okay, this works the same. I mean, it's a little better, but I didn't. It was a marginal gain. It was like a marginal increase in performance. So I'm saying all that to say you'd be fine with the Air. I mean, other people may have different opinions, but at least when I was using it, and I'm not sure, if 4.0 Ecamm 4.0 pulls more resources, it probably does. Um, from if you were using an Air as opposed to like a MacBook Pro, but you probably would be fine. But now they have the M2 processors out, so you could probably get that. Um, okay, okay. So I'm glad. See, that's why I'm glad we have Ecamm in the building. So the MacBook Air isn't going to be able to do everything in Ecamm, which might be just fine for you, but I was working on it. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Sorry, sorry, I misspoke. But yeah, so let's go ahead and switch that to MacBook Pro or higher, just because you want to future proof yourself. But the good thing is, um, the prices are coming down on these MacBooks. So that's always a good thing. When prices come down, so you will be good. So that's a necessity. That's your first necessity, is to get you a portable laptop. Get you a laptop. I mean, all laptops are portable. Get you a laptop to stream with. You don't see apps have not been updated to support M2. It's coming. Got you. Okay. Okay, cool. So you're talking about as far as the performance. I got you. Cool. Um, so then you want to get a microphone, some sort of microphone to have while you're streaming. The microphones on the newer MacBook Pros, they're good. They're actually really good. So you could get away with that, but as soon as you're able to, I would go ahead and upgrade your microphone, because sound quality is extremely important. We're doing podcasts, we're doing streaming. And if you had to prioritize between video quality and sound quality, you will want to prioritize that sound quality first, because you would rather have good audio and not so great video than having great video and crappy audio. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely get a microphone. So you can get something like a Shure MV7, and which is what I used when I was kind of on the go. But now I have my baby back. I have my Shure SM7B, which is the GOAT in my opinion. So that's why you see a lot of people using it. You see a lot of people using the Shure SM7B on podcasts, on streaming, because it is phenomenal. I mean, it sounds great, pretty much out of the box. Even though you do need some sort of like audio interface or a cloud lifter to increase the gain on it, which is essentially the volume. So it's not so much work on the microphone to pick up your voice. But we'll get into that in a bit. But the Shure MV7 is great. And I think they have a newer one like MV7X or something like that. But you can plug that in via USB, like even USB-C. Like if on the input, and it would get pretty good audio quality. What I'll say though, when it comes to the MV7 versus the SM7B, the MV7 is not as good as at eliminating plosives, like the P's and the pops and stuff like that. The SM7B is a beast at that, but the MB7 isn't because of the. I won't take this off now, but if you have one of these and you take this off, let me see if I can do it real quick. Excuse the noise. So can you guys see this? Like you see this piece right here. It's a lot closer to the top of this cone. Well, the cone is actually shorter on the MB7. I don't know what it's called. Excuse my lack of knowledge when it comes to these technical terms. But this cone is a lot shorter and closer to this element, which is what actually picks up your sound. So it's a lot more of a buffer on the SM7B than it is on the MB7. So that is why this mic is so good at eliminating plosives like those P's and pops. And that stuff can be jarring to your audience too. But when I was using the MB7, it would pick it up and it would drive me nuts. But what you would do, and I asked other people, I think Walt Jeanette told me what he did with his is he kind of had his mic to the side like this as he talked. So he's not speaking directly into the mic, and that would help with the P's and plosives a lot. Okay, so Doc says the MB7X is XLR only. Got you. Okay. Yep. So that's good to know because XLR, if you're not familiar, is this cord. In order to use an XLR microphone with your MacBook or with a computer in general, you will need to run it through an audio interface or a processor. So I have the DBX 286S, which I'll show you guys and talk about. And I use the Scarlett 2i2 as well. So yeah, but the MV7, where we want to focus on mobile, right? So the MV7, at least the regular one, not the X, is I believe it's XLR and USB. So you can just plug it into your computer via USB and you're good to go. But the thing is, I feel like the audio quality, and I could be making this up. I feel like the audio quality is better when you have XLR. Probably because you can run it into something like a preamp and adjust a lot of the tonality and the sound of the microphone when you use XLR. But for this purpose, let's stick with the MV7, which is USB. But you have the option to use both, I believe, on the MV7. Yep. It's back in Maryland now, but it held me down for a couple months. So Doc says it's a capsule. Okay, so that piece that I showed you guys is called a capsule. I appreciate it. Use an SM7B mic cover on the MV7, which helps with the pops. Oh, that's good to know. I do know that they sell the MV7, at least third party, not MV7, SM7B covers. So, I've seen, guys like Keith that have the colors for the SM7B, the colored covers. So that's good to know that you can do that and it helps with the plosive. That's good to know. That's dope. That's good to know. Good to know. Okay. Need to adjust the gain and gate. Yep. And that's where we're getting to as well. So I guess we could talk about it right now. So we have the DBX 286S. Let me go ahead and use continuity camera. That's why you gotta love Ecamm, man. It's so easy. So I'm getting ready to use continuity camera to show you the DBX 286S. Click to start. Let me lock my phone. Boom. Okay. So this is the DBX 286S processor. So I have the gain adjusted over here, which is essentially the volume on the microphone. So the microphone doesn't have to work as hard. You see, I have that sucker cranked all the way up, right? To increase the gain, because if I didn't, the mic would still pick up my audio, but you would hear the background noise, right? You would hear the background noise, like I don't know what it's called, but you would just hear some just some background noise. I don't know what it's called, but it's like a hum or like a buzz in the background, because you can tell your mic is struggling, struggling to pick up your voice and transmit it. So these are my settings that I have. And I just pretty much copied them from what I have at home in Maryland with this. I just took a picture. That's how I got my audio sounding how I wanted it to sound in Maryland. So I just copied I just took a picture of where I had the knobs turned and just set these the same way. Even though the office is set up a little bit differently, I don't have the same soundproofing and whatnot, but I feel like it sounds pretty good. And then you need to have the gate. So what the gate is exactly what it says. it's like a gate to background noise. So as you can see here, it says expander gate. So that I have it set to that frequency or those settings to eliminate background noise. So if you have kids, a lot of kids, and they're making noise in the background, or just background noise in general, then having that will help because you essentially won't be able to hear them in the background. So you have to kind of tweak that for your certain situation, because if you turn it up too much, it will clip some of your audio. It will certain frequencies that you may speak on, it'll cut it out. And I made that mistake. I made that mistake. But it was helpful at home because I had a mini fridge in the office. So it would turn on and turn off randomly, I guess to cool or whatever, and you could hear it and it was annoying. But having a gate on pretty much eliminated it. Okay. Hearing some popping. Is that right now? That's not good. Let me make sure I have my, okay, Scarlett Solo USB popping. Is that right now? I need to get that fixed. Camera figuring it out. Okay, gotcha. Let me know how it sound now, little guys. Tapping noise. And is it still going on? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Unmute. Let me know. Let me disconnect this. Okay. Let me know if I'm good now. I just disconnected the camera, continuity camera. Let me know if I'm good, guys. Okay. Bill collector. Yeah, I have to troubleshoot that because I was just using continuity camera. I've only used it a handful of times, but that may have had something to do with why. I don't know if maybe it was trying to record audio from the camera at the same time. Um, yeah. So it says no gain. Okay. No gain now? Oh, that's weird. That's weird, guys. I'm sorry. Testing, testing. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta figure this out. Testing, testing. Am I still low? Gain. I didn't change anything. That's the thing. Okay, I might have to switch to the MacBook microphone while I troubleshoot this. All right, I'm on the MacBook microphone now. So hopefully you guys will be able to hear me a bit better. But for some reason, when I was showing off the DBX 286S with continuity camera, my little bars aren't moving anymore. So turn your gain down because you're clipping. You open the gate, close your vocal. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. But yeah, I didn't make any adjustments just now. I don't know why it stopped working. Well, let me unplug this, plug it back in. Testing, testing, testing. That's still low. Still low. See, I told you it's gonna be raw and real this season, y'all. Testing, 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 testing. Dang, I don't know. Maybe my DBX 286 is going crazy. Testing. All right, we'll have to fix that later, y'all. Testing, testing, testing. Yeah, we'll fix it later. All right, yeah, I'll figure that out. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Preamp. Yep. So I have the DBX 286 and the Scarlett 2i2, which I've been using at home as well for years since So I don't know what's going on all of a sudden. But we're gonna keep rolling, guys. We're gonna keep rolling. Okay. So we're talking about essentials right now. Okay, let me pull my notes back up. So you're gonna need a decent microphone. Also, we have you can get a lavalier microphone, you can get a shotgun microphone, but shotgun is probably not gonna work if you're doing something mobile. So you can look into like a lavalier microphone, a Rode microphone as well. If you haven't seen, I have a video on microphones on the channel. as well that you could help. no, no wireless tech near your stream. People think I'm being. Yep. So do you mean the phone? Because that's good to know. That's good to know. So you mean like continuity camera or something like that? Don't use that on your stream or near your stream. Let us know, Doc, so I can make sure that that doesn't happen. Cause yeah, I must have fried this 286, man. Testing, testing, testing. Yeah, the gain still isn't high enough on it, so I won't even mess with it right now. Okay, so then you want to. So we talked about your laptop. We talked about your microphone. So we're gonna keep rolling. So I had camera as a necessity, of course, and the first thing I had on the list was the iPhone using continuity camera, but that may not work. Maybe try it out, test it out, record with it. Do have a video on the channel about continuity camera, how to use it with Ecamm. It'll probably be better to use it with record mode as opposed to live stream mode, at least right now. Because I do know it is a relatively new feature. So maybe the kinks still have to be worked out. If you don't have wires, you take risks. Yeah, maybe I should have plugged it in instead, because I have done that. So microphone video, I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yep, that is the microphone video. So I did have continuity camera as the iPhone on the list, but you also have things like the Sony ZV-E10. There's also some actual webcams like the Logitech Brio 4K as well that you can use, but you just need something that's a bit better than your iPhone, not your iPhone, your MacBook camera, but the MacBook may work as well. Like a switch. This is my MacBook camera, so of course I would have to look down. But I would be, kind of looking down. It's not terrible, but it's not as good as an external camera, or even like an additional webcam, or something like continuity camera if that gets worked out. So let me just go ahead and switch back. Sony ZV-E10 has great reviews. I'm laughing because I think I told y'all last week that I left Sony to come back to Canon because I was the M50 guy early on. But now, I wish I was back with Sony. So every time I mention to recommend a Sony camera, I'm like, man, I'm a traitor. Yep. So okay, so you want to upgrade your mic, your camera, and then your lighting. Get some simple lighting. I have an Elgato key light Air that I'm using on one side right now, and then I have a larger light, which is it's a newer light, but it's kind of small, but it has a big softbox on it as well. So let me show you guys what that looks like. I'm gonna end up sharing my screen. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. Switch this. Let's do this. Okay, so secondary display, boom. All right. So this is, and I'm gonna add in camera overlay real quick to this. Okay. We're live, y'all. We are live. So I'll keep this and then change this to Camlink Custom. Boom. Need that corner radius too. So yep, so this is the Elgato Key Light Air. This is, let me see, did I take a picture of my other light? Yeah. So this is my other light on the other side. Well, this is at least the softbox part of it, but it's a newer, I don't know the exact name of it. But I don't necessarily recommend this for a mobile setup. You'll be good with like a Key Light Air, and then use another light like natural sunlight wherever you are. For your other light, and there are also smaller LED lights that you can use as well, but I definitely recommend that Elgato Key Light, and they have cheaper versions as well. I had to learn the hard way because I got a cheaper version of this. It was like 30 or 40 bucks for the Key Light Air, but it didn't work so well. It wasn't bright enough. Okay, so let me show you some other stuff real quick, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Come down. You guys have already seen this already. So this is kind of like my setup now. It's not necessarily mobile, but you can see. So I have my microphone, my laptop, this external monitor. It kind of folds up like an iPad. And you see the DBX over there, the camera, and this Manfrotto little tripod as well. So I think I took a better picture of that. So it's like a little Manfrotto tripod. I love this thing because it's small, but it's heavy duty, right? It's heavy duty, and my camera has some weight to it, and it has a pretty large lens on it, and it still holds it up. It's like no plastic parts to it. It's all metal, y'all. It's all metal, so I definitely recommend that. That's definitely an essential for your mobile setup, in my opinion, as well. So I'm gonna show you a couple other photos. Okay, so on my files, I'm gonna go to season 2 because that's where we are. Okay, season 2, episode 2. So this is, can you guys see this? Yep. So this is when we're at one vacation home. As you can see, I'm using the Manfrotto tripod here, right? But I'm using it with a phone, like a phone holder. So I was using continuity camera there, and then I have like my laptop plugged into this Anchor Power Extend as well. I recommend this. I've been using it's called the Anchor Power Extend. They have a newer version out now, but this works well. And on the other side, it's like a USB-C port, as well as 2 USB-A ports. So it's like a little surge protector, but I've been using this faithfully. But of course, you likely would be somewhere close to a wall outlet as well. But if not, this Power Extend works great for me. I just have it plugged in, and you can see I'm using this Shure MV7 right there, and I have this tripod, not a tripod, but mic stand right here, and it's an on-stage mic stand. I have the taller one and the shorter one. But I just got a mic arm, but if you're on the go, you may not be bringing a whole mic arm with you, right? So this on-stage mic stand helps, and I got it from B&H Photo and Video, and I have a taller one back there. Let me grab it. So this is the taller one, and let me go back here. So this is the taller one, y'all. So as you can see, it's the on-stage branding on it, but you're able to extend it. Like make it longer as needed. So I ended up getting both of them, like the shorter one and the longer one, just to have a bit more versatility while I was on the go. All right. So I want to show y'all the desk. So you can't really see it that great here. But I got a desk, and I can pull it up on Amazon and show it to you guys. But it has a shelf on it, which was very, very useful to put my camera on that tripod. Yep. Okay, Katie's sharing. Hey, I thought that was Katie. Viltrox. Yes, check out that light, guys. The Viltrox. I'll have to check it out myself. The Viltrox light. Oh, so I have to share my screen again. Hold on, y'all. Let me go back to the other screen. Here we go. Screen share and change secondary display here. Oops, hold on. Screen share, secondary display. Okay. So this is the desk I was talking about. Has this shelf right here, and you guys saw this, right? Saw this already. So this is the shelf, and I'm going to show you another. So this is that shot. So when I was recording some of the tutorials for 4.0, this is what that shot ended up looking like. I just set up in a corner at the Airbnb. So we'll get into this in another episode where I'll show you kind of like how to find like a good area, and I move some plants around the lamp and stuff to make it look cool. So that's gonna be in another episode. But I had my little mobile setup here. You know, key light air. I think I was using a ring light on the other side, right? And then use the Manfrotto tripod. use the little portable monitor. And then this desk was key. So I'll show you guys this on Amazon in a second. And when I was at another Airbnb, I had the exact same setup, and then this was the shot. This was the shot. So I did the trailer for Marshall Creates in that space, in that corner. And this shot was actually on iPhone. This is on continuity camera, and I had the portrait mode selected to blur the background out. So as you can see, it looked pretty good. Right, it looks pretty good. So that shelf, I'm gonna pull up really quickly. Grab it. I'm gonna pull up Amazon and go to my purchases. But the shelf was clutch, y'all. The desk with the shelf. Clutch. $2022. So that was one of the first purchases I got when we started moving around. I'm like, okay, I got to set up somewhere. So let me get this shelf. Okay. Here it is right here. So as you can see, it's not that expensive. It comes in a few different colors, but I love the 2-tier aspect of it because you can use this to set your camera on. Use this to set your camera on. Or, you know, the DBX. I think I had the DBX 286 on there, the Scarlett 2i2, and then I had my monitor on the other side, and then the camera right in the middle. So it was definitely helpful, and it folds up, it's foldable. So I just, when we moved from Airbnb to Airbnb, I just threw that sucker in the back of the minivan. So of course, if you're traveling, if you're on a plane, you're not gonna be able to use this, obviously. But if you're like on a road trip and you have the space, it folds up really nicely, y'all. Folds up really nicely, like completely flat. Threw that in the back of the van, in the minivan, and we were good to go. So now my son is actually in his room now where we are. Even though we may replace that with something else, but extremely helpful. So this is one of the main items that I recommend for like a mobile, like on the go setup, because it just made everything super simple. I didn't have to have a huge tripod for my camera. I didn't have to even use a mount or a clamp or anything. And even though that probably would have been fine, but it was helpful to just have it right there on this Manfrotto little mini tripod, which you can adjust the angle of very easily. All right, so let me just check in with the comments real quick, y'all. Photos, oh great. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yes. Cool. So let me pull my notes back up here. I can't stand when when your window gets caught between two monitors. You're like, where is it? I don't see it. It says it's up. It's like it's hiding at the bottom or the top of the monitor. Of course, natural sunlight, y'all. You don't underestimate the power of natural sunlight. Of course, we talk about trying to control your light as much as possible, but when you're on the move and you're on the go, sometimes you got to work with what you have. You know, you may only have one light, so the window may have to be your key light, or the light you have may have to be your key light, and you use your natural sunlight as like a fill light. That's why it's helpful to have a bi-color light. If you have a bi-color light, that means you can simulate a daytime light. You simulate a daytime light, so it won't be like one side of your face will be a warmer, more yellowish color, and another side of your face will be more of a white daylight type of color. You know what I'm saying? So when you're looking for your lights, make sure you look for a bi-color light. And we also have a video on the channel about lighting that kind of goes into that in more detail. But natural sunlight will help as well. And that's what I used completely when I was, you know, you saw me outside. with the palm trees and stuff. I would just use natural sunlight in that situation. But the video still looked good. The video still looked, it looked fine, right? So, and also another essential is internet. It's internet. Let me switch back so you guys aren't staring at this picture of me. But of course you need internet. Man, we've had some internet situations. Katie kind of knows about it. Of course, if you're staying at a hotel, you know the internet definitely you would want to upgrade your internet. If they have more of like an enhanced internet, definitely pay for that. If it's not included, if you have a hotspot, and I would recommend getting a hotspot as like a plan B or maybe even a plan A, just to have it. I use a Netgear Nighthawk, with through T-Mobile, and the internet is good enough. It's good enough. I think it's maybe 50 to 100 megabytes per second with the speed. So having a mobile hotspot, and also you have hotspots on your phone, as well. But depending on how much data you use and how often you're using the hotspot, it may not, it may run out depending on how much streaming you're doing. So just keep that in mind as well. But you definitely want to have your internet. Like, you don't want to be caught off guard with no internet when you're trying to stream. Okay, so maybe common sense, but I had to put that on there as a necessity, as an essential. So just a quick story though. When we got here, we had Spectrum scheduled to come out to install internet, and they came out and they couldn't do it because of something that was blocked outside in a conduit, a pipe or something. So then they said they had to come out and do a construction and serviceability survey. And once they did that, they said it would take 17 days to get somebody out here to fix it. I was like, no, that's not that's not gonna work. So we ended up going with an entirely different carrier, y'all. We were still a few days without internet, so we drained the hotspots that we had, and it was crazy. We actually went to T-Mobile and got what they call their home internet, and it's a big black box. You plug it in, it's like $50 a month, and it's decent internet, probably about 100 megabytes per second. But there are times when, and this is a quick review on that, it's like 1 to 2 megabytes per second. So it's like you get what you pay for, and you don't really want to have that unreliability. But it could be something that you could use in a jam, because our internet did go down for a little bit here when we had Frontier, and we were able to use that as a backup. So internet, critically important, as you guys all know. But don't get caught off guard. It's good to have a plan B, plan C. So hotspots, your phone hotspot, have an extra hotspot. Use the hotel Wi-Fi if you're at a hotel. If you need to stream, it may not be as important if you're just creating, like you're doing recordings and stuff like that. But if you need to stream, you need to make sure that that's covered, because you don't want to run into a situation where you don't have internet, or your internet is so slow that you're not able to do what you need to do, like stream where you need to stream, have your guests and whatnot. So just make sure that you're good there. All right. Mantis or Mantis Pod Pro. I have to look into that. To a situation where Ecamm echo cancellation, where it takes out your main audio when selecting is unselected. The audio is restored. No, I haven't run into that situation. I don't even think I've ever used echo cancellation, to be honest, and that's mainly because I primarily use the short SM7B, so I don't necessarily need that. Like I literally, you see, I don't use the monitors, right? So I'll have audio coming from my MacBook, and I'll ask people who are on Zoom or on the stream with me, hey, can you hear an echo or anything? And they will always say, no, I don't hear anything. And I know it's because I'm using the short SM7B with the gate. Cool name, Mantis Pod. Warm winter. Yes. So the LUT that I'm using right now is one that I got. I need to create some new LUTs, y'all. Cause shout out to everybody who bought my LUTs. But I need to create some new ones, y'all, because I got, more experience and, more ideas now. We did do some last year on Marsh Creates. We created some live, but I need to create a new one. But to answer your question, it's one called Honeymoon that I got off of Envato Elements. I got off Envato Elements in 2020. It's called Honeymoon. It's in one pack. I don't remember the exact pack, but I always recommend, I think in the original LUT video that I did, any LUT video that I've done, I always recommend Envato Elements. Check them out. Just type in LUTs It's elements.envato.com. Type in LUTs. And I can show you that real quick. Well, let me just check in with some of the other questions. What time we got? Okay, we got a few minutes. So I'm gonna pop back over here. And let's look at some LUTs, y'all. Okay, elements.envato.com. LUTs. So they show up as add-ons, right? So let me see. So they show up under add-ons and video templates. Let me try this real quick, y'all. I'm just curious. I know we're at the end of the show, but I'm messed up about this microphone. I'll do it later. Testing. No, still not coming up. But yeah, so they show up and you can click on them. For example, let's go to this 50 beach and wedding LUTs. And you can see pretty much a preview of what they'll look like. You can download them and try them out. The thing is, like, I just like to find like one or two that I like and then just use them regularly, because you can go down a LUT rabbit hole and then just always be looking for new LUTs, and then all your stuff looks inconsistent. Like the look of your video, it's best to find one that you like and then just stick with it for a while. You don't want every one of your videos to look different. So yeah, I use Envato Elements for LUTs. Well, I have. Yeah, so recommend Envato Elements, of course. So let me know if that helps. Cool, let's check back in. Speedify to bond together a few internet sources together. Oh wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, thanks Doc. Sunlight's 5600. Bicolor is to match tungsten light. Save your money and get the daylight only and use white balance. Sorry, this this the way. Okay, yeah, look. Doc, when Doc speaks, you listen, okay? Get daylight only and use white balance. Yep. So listen to Doc. Okay. Right. So we like to use T-Mobile Internet as like a backup. And it's only like I think between 30 and 50 bucks a month. If you're already a customer, if you have a wireless line, it is 30 bucks a month. Cancel it, it's no contract. But when I moved down here, I had such terrible service on T-Mobile that I switched to Verizon, but I kept my hotspot with T-Mobile. I didn't even realize I kept it. But when we moved and we had the internet issues, I was like, hold up, do I still have this hotspot? So I think I recognized the charge. Like, are they still charging me for this? So I found out I still had hotspot service, but I don't have a wireless line with them anymore, so I wasn't able to get the discount. So we pay 50 bucks a month now for that. Yeah, that's so true. And they recommend you put it like on the highest floor of your house if you have like a 2-level home, and put it near a window. So definitely got to keep it. Yeah, I don't use echo cancellation either. Yes, my LUT video. Yes, thank you so much. All right, guys. Yes, we are getting ready to get out of here. But yeah, so just to recap, y'all, creating on the move, you just need a few essentials. You have to have a MacBook Pro, preferably have an upgraded camera. So Sony ZV-E10 is one that we recommend. But a lot of you guys who are watching this, you probably already have your camera. So just bring your camera with you. I love this Manfrotto tripod. The Elgato Keylight Air is great. The Shure MV7 is a good microphone to use. Or the SM7B, but just make sure you don't have issues that I have. I wish I needed to troubleshoot. But you guys have been rocking with me for some time now, hopefully. So like this typically doesn't happen. At least, if anything, my audio is fine. So I don't know what just happened when I use continuity camera, but something happened to the audio. So hopefully it's not fried. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. But yeah, this will likely be one of a couple videos, because I just want to talk about this, because like I said, we're on the move these days. We're on the move a lot more than before, especially now that we're out of quarantine. So we're on the move, and we're traveling, but we still need to create professional looking videos, streams, recordings, and we have Ecamm at our disposal. So it's about putting the pieces in place where we're able to show up when we show up. All right. So let me see if you guys have any questions before I get out of here. Aubrey, what is good? What is good? Good to see you. Good to see you. Doc tags you in, huh? Echo cancellation? No, I don't have echo cancellation. I'm not using it, but it's weird. I'm gonna figure it out quickly and make sure that doesn't happen. Cool. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Marshall Creates with Ecamm, and I will see you guys next week. Peace.